Good morning, one and all. Welcome back to Red's Homestead. This video is going to be a little bit more informational, less vlogging. I want to talk about our rabbits, and specifically, I want to talk about the heat. It's starting to get hot, 85 plus temps. That's when you have to start being a little concerned about your rabbits and them getting really stressed out from the heat. So, we do a handful of things for our rabbits during the summer just to make sure that they are nice, cool, everything that they need to be comfortable. One of the things that we do is ceramic tiles. We like to put down ceramic tiles just so A, they have a place to get off the wire, but B, it's going to stay nice and cool during the summer, and it's somewhere for them to lay and stay nice and cold. Another thing that we do is we give them frozen 2-liter Coke water bottles. Old Coke bottles that are now, that were empty. We refill them with water, put them in the freezer every night, and then we put them into their cages during the heat of the day, and it's somewhere nice and cold for them to lay. So during the summer, water is crucial, and it's not just for the rabbits. You have to think of all the other animals. For our chickens and ducks, we have multiple water supplies for them. We have their pools, we have their water feeders, we have their buckets, they have pots, and they just have multiple water sources throughout their run and in their coop. The rabbits also always make sure their water bottles are nice and full. And when you're thinking about the heat in your rabbits, just think about actual nature. You don't see rabbits running around in the middle of the heat of the day. A, they're more nocturnal animals. They don't like to be out, wouldn't be seen during the day, so they typically are nighttime creatures, but they have burrows to go back to stay cool. When you put a rabbit into captivity or a chicken into captivity, whatever it is, you're taking nature out of what they're able to do. So just like I will be bringing minerals to my chickens and letting them free choice it because they can't search all over the place to find what they need. And so it's the same thing with rabbits. If you're going to have them in a cage, then you have to be able to provide them what they would be able to find in nature. What are you doing, Mr. Jess? Are you digging? I love our rabbits. And if you put them out in a tractor like that, make sure that it has some sort of shade. You don't want it to be super hot in the tractor. You want them to have somewhere where they can get out of the sun, because that's more than likely what they're going to want to be at during the middle of the day. And if you do an enclosed space like this, you're going to want to make sure there's good airflow. You don't want them to be in a garage, somewhere where wind can't circulate the air inside the coop. And that's another way that's going to get hot and stuffy. If you look at ours is a direct breezeway from north to south. There'll be a strong current breeze always coming through this direction. If I didn't have that, I would try to mimic it. I would try to either have individual fans set up on the cages, or I would just have one big fan on one side on a small setting to blow through the entire cages, and it would simulate a breeze. And on the topic of rabbits, but not necessarily the heat of rabbits, we did lose one of our rabbit babies. Something we were concerned about is our nesting box in there does not have a bottom, and we have chickens that go underneath. We didn't see it happen, but I am very suspicious that one of the chickens might have grabbed the legs that could have been dangling from underneath and pulled on it. And I'm not going to get into gory details, but it was split half and half, and there's chickens running around with one part of it. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put a bottom onto this nesting box just to make sure that doesn't happen. We were considering moving them, but we don't want to stress mama out too much by relocating her. So we're just going to try to protect the babies the best we can. So what we ended up doing for Miss Abby and her babies is just adding a piece of cardboard underneath the bottom of her nesting box. So now they can't get underneath.
In hindsight, we of course should have done it before, but you know, this is why it's our first year.
Yep. And for your chickens during this heat, you always want to make sure they have a nice dust bath. It's kind of just the way they keep the parasites off of them, the mites and ticks, and their way of staying cool. I think I'll take care of the chicks later. They've got plenty of food and water right now. We've got to go to the store and get ourselves some pine shavings.